get this one going. And here we go from New Orleans. He fields it from the 8. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So the Saints offense taking over for the first time here. They'll be led out by the Louisville products. I know those folks are excited for him, as are the folks from Texas Tech and Oregon. Here's Tyler Shuck.
Kate, it's really obvious. Tyler has nothing to prove about his dedication to the game. And he put his body on the line collegiately. He got that covered across a 7-year career in a couple different stops. Evaluators, they love grit. And Tyler's got a lot of it.
This is Alvin Kamara with it. And he's encouraged out of bounds after that 9-yard gain. So that's going to make it 2nd and 1.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play with whatever you want to do. But as for me, I'd like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on 2nd down. Another run for Kamara. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a meager 2-yard gain, but that's enough to award them the first down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. First down, and they go right back to it. They stuck with him, but this one heads the wrong way. He winds up losing yards. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Shuck now from the gun. It's a to Juwan Johnson. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Here he goes, 3rd and long. Taken in by Vele, right side. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
So 4th down, and here comes Kai Kroger at punt for the Saints. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. And the fair catch secure here at the 16. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
What's cool about Jordan's story, too, Kate, is he's officially moved beyond the story of how his career began, of sitting and waiting for his opportunity to shine. Now we just get to celebrate all these shining moments, showing off the talent that he's got.
Packers getting set here. 1st and 10. Now Love on the play fake. Finds his man. It's Kraft. It's a short pickup to the 20. Brought down by Julian Blackman.
That's a modest little drag route. But if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Play fake. It's Love. Into the hands of Romeo Dobbs. And he will get this inside the 30.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom, connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Things looking totally different after that last play. It's 1st and 10 inside the opposing 30. Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackle for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
This is on target to Christian Watson. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Running on first here with Jacobs. Has some room to work. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first point to this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
You want to drain some of the excitement, some of the noise from a home stadium? Exactly how you do it when you go on the road. Run it right down their throat from the jump.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Jacob. Can't fight past that line. He's stuck him at the 3.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
Quick throw out wide by Love. That's a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's a Romeo Doubs touchdown. Well, Brock, we normally talk about complimentary football at some points every week. So how about the way they've begun this one, huh? Force the punt and then cash it in for 6 on their opening drive.
Do we do it every game?
It feels like it. Almost every game, yeah.
I think you're right. Because that's what the NFL is about. We all know the margins are so small in this league. And the team that typically plays the complimentary ball is typically the team that wins.
His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they got him for roughing the kicker. They're going to put that penalty yardage on the spot of the ensuing kickoff. On now is McManus to kick this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This New Orleans offense ready up for its 2nd drive of the contest. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. First and 10, Saints find themselves with some good field position starting out. Shop working from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down after getting this up to the 41.
It's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Camara running out of the gun. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
3rd and 4 coming up now. They kick the running back in motion. Shuck on 3rd down. And caught by his back. Camara. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. Now the completion rate is strong, partner. The yards, you got to imagine, will start to come soon enough.
You never go broke taking a profit. And you know this one too, Kate. The crumbs always lead to...
Oh, the cookie. Now I'm hungry. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he'll be met near the line to limit the game to a yard. Brought down by Quay Walker.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet. But if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one. Softening up the front and opening the door. Bigger gap in the future.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Well, he's been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yeah,
And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
He'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for a Saints first down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Here's a give inside to Kamara. And he'll get him a handful on that run as we've reached the end of the first. And that is the end of our first quarter. 7-0 is our score. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. We're back for the second quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And they are set up excellently. This is down to the 18. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's good for a new set of downs for New Orleans.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
On the keeper, here's Shaw. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
Shotgun snap to Shaw. Dumped off to his running back. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Third and long, they're going to throw. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot. He's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
Now we'll have a field goal try coming up for the Saints. It's from the left hash, 33 yards. Smith able to put it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is if the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Emmanuel Wilson to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. They've threw it the whole way down the field on their last drive, and they welcome the same level of play on this series as well. Green Bay offense to the line now. 1st and 10. Love now off the play action. That's complete to Reed out left. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against him. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
3rd and just 2 to go. Here he is on 3rd and short. Has his man. It stops. And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
It's a gain of 23 yards. 1st down, Green Bay.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45. Play action, Love. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's forced out of bounds after a gain of about 4 there. 2nd down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. There's their consistent source of positive yardage. The trusty tight end.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Love from the gun. And his perfect start is over. That's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. So first time we've seen one of his passes hit the ground this game, Brock. He'd been perfect before that one.
Well, we hear it and we know it. Right? The team that makes fewer mistakes in this league typically wins the game. Yeah, that was what would you call a first mistake throwing the ball. And they still got the lead thanks to earlier efforts.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. He's got his man. This is Kraft. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Jacobs takes it in. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers now lead by 10. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
McManus on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers drive their lead to 11.
Saints 3.
Now is McManus to kick this away. Starting from the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Saints come marching onto the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. gets into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. On play action, here's Shuck. Headed out right. He's running with it. It's a gain of 19 on the play. That's good for a Saints 1st down.
A gain of 19 yards. And the Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Shuck with a quick toss out wide. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Packers side of the field.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Off the play action, Chuck. Isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home.
Let's see what they went with. 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. Kai Kroger is going to kick this one away. And that punt hits and kicks out of bounds beyond the opposing 35.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead. And that's going to award their offense a 1st down.
Automatic 1st down.
You gotta be smarter than that. No reason to hit the kicker there, and that gives them a 1st down. They'll run here following the penalty. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. It'll be 2nd down and 9, but not just yet. It's only a couple of minutes to go in our 1st half. More from Caesars Superdome in just a moment. Throwing, Chuck. Hits him on the in route. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, they keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can't get to win-win.
3rd down and 4 now. This is the 7th play in this drive. Chuck now from the gun. It's on target to Johnson. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. So 20 yards on that play. And that's good for a new set of downs for New Orleans.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Chuck now on 1st down. Screen here for Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints make it a 1-score game before halftime. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Well, Brock, I think you and I both saw that one coming together from up here, and it became clear pretty quickly that if they got things going, that one could go the distance.
Yeah, the 6 points earned on any screen pass touchdown. I'd give half a point to the sell job of a quarterback, half a point to the effort of the running back, but 5 of those points to the big guys in front of them. They're the most important ones out there on that play, and in the best of times, they clear lane for a touchdown just like that one.
Smith tacks on, going after. And the Saints cut the lead down to 4.
14. Saints 10.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. This makes it up to the 25. The Packers offense headed out late in the half. They're backed up this deep in their own territory, probably content to just take that lead into the locker room. Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. To the air with Love. Now setting up the screen for Jacobs. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. The Packers take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. Shotgun now for Love. Completes this one to Kraft. And he's out of bounds. Defenders get there to drive him out right near that 40-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll give the Packers the first.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First down from the 42. Love out of the shotgun. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game.
Man, look how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field. Can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. It just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever brought the ball fully in.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Tight end going in motion here. Throwing again. Love. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's it, 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. So now here's 3rd and 5. Loves to throw again. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. 24 yards on that one. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
24-yard gain on the play. And the Packers first down.
Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Now it's Brandon McManus to attempt this Packers field goal. It's 45 yards he'll try to connect from. McManus sends it through. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Dude, that's just an excellent play call to get a chunk of yards and set up that field goal before halftime. Job well done.
See if it's a kick return that ends on half, or if we get a play from scrimmage as this one's away. And it looks like we're going to have time
Saints
for
take
one more
over
play
first
here,
and
Brock, as
10
this one goes for a
at their
touchback.
own 35-yard line.
Here's the final play of our first half. He's back to throw. Lofts it deep right side. Into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. So a one-possession game, Brock, after our first 2 quarters. Now let's throw it over to our pal Scott Hansen. He's got our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Thanks for that update, Scott. Welcome back, everyone, for the third quarter. Got a one-touchdown game here as we get you back down to the field. Smith has it on the tee, and it's ready to send it flying. Wilson with a return here. Escapes a defender. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Packers are headed back to the field, so we'll get a look at Romeo Dobbs. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. Packers getting set here. First and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. Small gain there, maybe 3 if he's lucky to begin this drive.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Aggressive call on second.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. They stick with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there, and that leaves them with 3rd down and 5.
2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Trying to throw this from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
For 4th down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. And he'll try to hit this one well. Starts his return from the 23. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. The New Orleans offense set to go now. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Saints 1st down.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know you can set the table for more.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. They're going play action. Taken in by Vele, right side. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard 12.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
All set to go now from the 35. Motioning one of the tight ends. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And he works it inside the 30. That's a gain of 7.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Second and 2.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. Counter give to Kamara. And that short gain is enough for a new set it down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Shot. He'll try and run this.
Pete, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But the net's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Ball right up against that marker, but not there yet. It's 2nd and inches. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. They're going to stop it after a 4-yard gain. That means 1st and goal is coming up. Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. He gets him 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Rush coming for Chubb. Oh, there it goes haywire. Live ball. But I believe the Saints got this one back. Yep, someone landed on top of that one. Fails to find his running back. So they'll be left with 3rd and goal. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Running back sent in motion. Chubb now on 3rd and goal. Looking for somewhere to throw. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints start the second half with some needed points. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
The extra point, here's Smith.
Point accurate.
The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints make it 17 all.
17.
We've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Wilson with a return here. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. The Packers all set to get back out there. It's all squared up again following that touchdown, partner, so some added importance on this series. First call here coming from the shotgun. Love now to throw. He puts some air under it deep down the left. That's caught at the 25. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the Downs reset.
And the Packers, first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive jump. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Hey, we got to push it up. We got to push it up. We got to push it up.
On the handoff, here's Jacobs. Allen continues to find no traction on the ground here, Brock, as they bring him down for no gain.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Love from the gun. Completed over the middle. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Gain of 15 there. And it'll give the Packers the first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. The defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got 3rd and goal.
This may be one of the only spots in goal situations I wouldn't even consider a run. Now, as a quarterback, you better be aware of those eyes defensively because they're going to be all over you in the passing game.
The Saints going with some extra defensive backs on this 3rd down. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Took his shot at 6 that time. So that brings up 4th and long. Didn't see a whole lot of room to fit that pass in, Brock. Throwing into double coverage. How's Coach going to feel about that one?
Yeah, that's a no-no. Yeah, I experienced that as a player and now as a coach. Please don't do that again.
Field goal. A 26-yard attempt.
McManus sends it through. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Now is McManus to kick this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Making some progress here. And he was pushing for midfield there before they finally dragged him down at the 45.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
1st and 10, Saints find themselves with some good field position starting out. Shotgun snap to Shuck. Short pass brought in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's the Saints' ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand yet. Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. On a keeper, here's Shuck. Oh no, the ball is loose! And they pick it up, time to push for that marker. He did well to shake off one tackle. The next one got him. He's going to lose yards. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
Slot man's in motion right. Chuck on third down. To the sideline it goes. He makes the play. Pass caught. Both feet are down. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a new set of downs for New Orleans.
Move the chain! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. In motion a tight end left. Running behind center with Kamara. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
The only thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Chuck now from the gun. Hits him on the in route. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. They'll throw 3rd and long. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Kicked well, and this is good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game!
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Fielded at the 7. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. There's Love to throw. Brought in by his back. It's Jacobs. And he takes this up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 4 on the play.
I don't know why every once in a while I get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. One of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
And this is one of those situations where, Kate, even as a former QB, I really feel for these corners in this league. They got the hardest job in football, sticking the guys on these routes and on a comebacker in particular, where that receiver breaks it off. Man, that can be so difficult to defend.
Right at that time, J.B. Reed. So 2nd down coming up.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
2nd down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Quick throw is stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. He was too far downfield at the time of the pass. Gotta stay within a yard of the line. That'll back him up.
Still second down.
Things a bit tougher following that penalty. Here's 2nd and 15. Stick it in the air. Love. Finds the in route complete. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That's good for a Packers first down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They're going option keeper on 1st and 10. And they shut him down on this one. They get him behind the line, and that should push him out of field goal range. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Shotgun now for Love. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one.
Jacobs gets it on the draw. Oh, man, nothing for him again, Brock. It has been a trouble all game as this one's quickly mopped up, too.
Yeah, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. With too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs, gets the better defenses in this league.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Here's Love. Over the middle and caught by Dobbs. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
The Packers first down. 1st and goal at the 9.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Could take the lead with a field goal, Brock, but thinking touchdown here as they get set up 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know it's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Love out of the shotgun. And again, it's going to hit the ground. Incomplete. Looking for his running back, and 2 straight incompletions have made this 3rd down.
It's just simply one of those situations, Kate, where I think you and I got to tip our cap to the defense. Really took away everybody. There was no outlet, and only an incompletion could be had.
All right, one more snap here before our 2-minute warning. He'll throw it. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers jump in front late. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. And they're taking the field knowing that they need a touchdown here, Brock. More pressure on them now than they've had any drive so far this game.
Well, our colleague, Charles Davis, has a line for a spot just like this. Pressure, it can burst pipes, but can also create diamonds. Let's see what the outcome of this pressure is going to be.
Saints to the line now. First and 10. Here he is to throw. Getting a long hit on the slant. And he's going to get this one at the 36-yard line. The Saints calling for a timeout. It's their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first.
Well, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
They've got first down here from the 36. Man in motion, out of the slot. Setting up to pass. That one's complete over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Saints first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down. Back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds with the first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. He'll look to throw it. Caught by his back. Kamara. They're backed up. Not a stop they could afford, Brock. He just want to lose his yards. Offense to the line for second down. To throw again here. It's Chuck. He misfired on that one. It's behind his man. Trying to find his tight end. So they're left facing third and long. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
And he got there in time. He's taken down. And that's going to make it just about worst-case scenario for this offense, Brock. It is fourth and long.
Every sack, every stop has just been like another nail in the coffin. And now there's only one spot for a nail left. This is their last chance. And that defense, well, they've got this crew on the edge of the cliff. Now can they go finish when it matters the most?
Going deep here for the end zone. And that's incomplete in the end zone. Could have been 6 points, but as that one falls, Brock, instead just a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on first down. Line up the design keeper. So it's the visiting Packers who pick up the win. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.